Welcome to your custom deep dive. Today we have a really fascinating article to look at. It explores the silent language of love. And our mission today is to help you decode those unscripted, kind of invisible microgestures, the ones that actually prove someone cares.
Right, yeah. We're moving way past the predictably choreographed grand romance here.
Exactly. So,
Um,
let's unpack this. Because if you think about it, a flash mob proposal or, I don't know, a surprise trip to Paris, those grand gestures are really just like a flashy movie trailer.
oh, that's a great way to put it. They get your attention, sure.
Yeah, but the micro gestures, those tiny silent signals when someone isn't performing, that is the actual movie you stay to watch.
Definitely. And what's fascinating here is where that true affection actually originates in the brain. The article calls it memory for minutia.
Memory for minutia, I like it.
Yeah, it basically means it takes real cognitive effort to encode the tiny details of someone else's life. Like, remembering they absolutely despise cilantro, or that their favorite childhood book had a blue cover.
Right, those hyper-specific things.
Exactly. It's a form of active devotion. You are actually allocating mental real estate to their preferences over your own.
Which, that takes a lot of mental bandwidth, especially today. And that brings up the concept of the digital pause that they mentioned in the source.
Oh, the digital pause is huge.
Right. Like, we all know putting a phone down is polite, but the article implies it's actually changing the whole cognitive dynamic of the space.
It alters the environment entirely because, well, when a phone is visible, even if it's face down, part of your brain is subconsciously anticipating a notification.
Wow, so you're never fully present.
Exactly. By physically removing the device from your visual field, you eliminate that cognitive leakage. You give the other person your undivided bandwidth.
Which creates this kind of sacred space where their thoughts get your full attention.
Yeah, their thoughts become the only priority.
Okay, so if giving someone full mental bandwidth sends a signal of devotion, what happens when our bodies start doing it too? Like when you see couples sitting together and suddenly they cross their legs at the exact same time.
Right, the physical alignment. Psychologists refer to this as isomorphism, or the unconscious mirror.
The unconscious mirror, okay.
Yeah, it's rooted in limbic synchrony. From an evolutionary standpoint, matching someone's physical posture or energy state signals safety.
Oh, interesting.
Your nervous system is basically communicating to their nervous system saying, hey, I'm experiencing this environment exactly the way you are. We are in sync.
Wait, let me push back on this a little bit. Because you see physical mirroring taught all the time as like a psychological networking hack or a sales trick to build fake rapport in a boardroom.
That is a very fair point.
So how do you know someone crossing their legs in sync is actually love and not just some manipulation tactic?
Well, a salesperson's mirroring stops at the physical level just to get a signature. But genuine affection goes much further. It extends into what the research identifies as a protective social buffer.
A protective social buffer.
Yeah. A colleague trying to sell you something won't establish a perimeter of safety for you in a crowded room.
Oh, I see. You mean like when someone subtly reintroduces you into a group conversation after you've been talked over?
Precisely. Or catching your eye across a crowded room to share a very specific inside joke look.
I love those moments.
They're powerful. Neurobiologically, that shared glance actually drops your cortisol levels. It acts as an anchor in a chaotic environment.
It just proves that even when you are surrounded by other people, you are still operating as a closed-loop team.
Right. It says we are a team.
And operating as the true team means you stop just reacting to what the other person does and start predicting it. Here's where it gets really interesting. The article dives into anticipatory comfort.
Yes, anticipatory comfort. This carries the highest cognitive load of all the microgestures.
Because it requires proactive empathy, right?
Exactly. You have to step entirely outside of your own sensory experience and simulate the other person's reality before they even voice a need.
Like waking up and finding a glass of water on your nightstand because they just know you always wake up thirsty.
Or someone going out into the freezing cold to warm up your car while you are still inside getting ready.
Yeah, that is love right there.
It really is. It requires running a mental model of your partner's future discomfort and then taking physical action in the present to prevent it.
So you aren't just reacting to them shivering, you are preemptively shielding them from the cold.
Right.
So what does this all mean? How does decoding these silent signals actually change how you operate in your own relationships.
Well, if we connect this to the bigger picture, love is a steady hum, not a series of explosions. When you train yourself to recognize these micro gestures, you weave a much stronger bond.
The memory for minutia, the protective buffers, all of that.
Exactly. Recognizing the invisible work someone puts into caring for you makes you feel fundamentally secure, and it models how to practice those exact same kindnesses yourself.
It totally reorients what you look for. And it leaves me with one final thought for you to explore on your own after this deep dive.
I'm curious where you're taking this.
Well, if active devotion and these unscripted micro gestures are the ultimate proof of love for others, what do the unconscious micro gestures you display toward yourself every day reveal about your own self-love?
Oh, wow. That is a great question.
Right. Are you offering yourself that digital pause
Oh,
or
yeah.
anticipating your own needs? Something to mull over the next time you catch yourself watching the flashy trailer of your own life instead of sitting back and enjoying the actual movie.